By the Literary and Debating Society and the Law Society of NUI Galway. The main business for tonight is going to be the Irish National Law Debates Final 2011. I think we all agree quite a fun motion. Before we do that, we're just going to invite the recording secretary to read the minutes of last year's meeting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Auditor. My friends, you're more than welcome to NUI Galway. To the Irish National Law Debates, and on behalf of both the Little Deb and the Law Society, I'd like to thank you for coming. We in Galway pride ourselves on giving just that little bit extra. You know the gang by now, our Auditor Conor, who was in the slowly roll all but last year, and I'll never forget his minutes, even though he did. The Auditor of the Law Soc is also here in Nulling, and not only is he one of the last surviving members of the landed gentry, he is also a convener of the upcoming Euros in Galway that's going to be held. And don't worry, ESL teams, he won't be judging. Not that he's racist or anything, he's just a little bit Irish. You know all the Galway crowd by now, you know, of course our treasurer Emer Spain is a fixture on the circuit. Emer's a great lady, ladies and gentlemen. She reminds me of a Richard Curtis movie. She's warm, funny and affectionate, and like the movie Love Actually, everyone you can possibly think of has been in her. Dear debating friends, to stand before you with these little minutes of mine and paint for you a picture of the night nearly a year ago. So get comfy, get drunker. For those of you who need the bathroom, it's out there. For anyone who's a Sam Block-style debater, Android charging points are there, and there. So it's time to get busy, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great year of change on transfers for the debating community. Oxford got Brian O'Byrne, the Philosoph got Sean Butler, and we got Morris Cotter. It's actually quite sad, ladies and gentlemen, to see Sean in the throes of the Cork Philosoph. I was watching them at dinner, and they all surrounded him like the Borg surrounded Captain Picard in that episode of Star Trek. He was, you know, Locutus of Philosoph. Take me to your Leonard. Last year, remember, ladies and gentlemen, was a little more standard. The INLDs carried on, with Eve McNally, the old battle axe that she has taken the role of convener. We had 5 rounds of debating, semis, and not a judging fuck-up to be seen, unlike Amsterdam Euros, of course. A travesty not seen since Dave Hartree pissed himself at Soas. Aula Maxima with the majority of the assembled crowd gussied up on a small nation's worth of wine and cheese, and we sat in rowdy silence to listen to the final. The minutes were slurred, the panel took its seats, and before you could say subdural, scrotal hematoma, we were off to the races. Now, my predecessor, ladies and gentlemen, has been sketchy on details of that final, so I apologise. I needed to sellotape 3 Marlboro boxes and a napkin together to get the general gist of the debate, so I apologise. I'm relying on the general comments that he scrawled. Nearly this was a shit debate, except for Ruth and Catherine who won, so go Euros 2011. The motion before the House is that this House believes in the right to bear arms, and sadly no debate on human gene melding with animals was brought up at all, also known as Cavendish style, ladies and gentlemen. Instead they decided to debate on guns, which is pretty standard. And first proposition was the team of Mark Collins and Cumberland Sassoli, who ran with the fairly standard line of guns, glorious guns, by God we need them to defend our property. It was good like a standard first prop would be, but lightning is about as boring as a Harry McEvan sign you Aiden Rowe Facebook war. In first up was returning alumnus, Galway alumnus Dan Colley and Murdo Dwyer. And the team reminded me a little bit of a classic Irish Christmas, where you have that one uncle who you're not sure about in the kind of Leviticus sense. Who brings a lady home as a beard, all while getting drunk and perving on your young cousins. Murdo was admirably interesting and admirably eloquent. Dan was admirably entertaining, if you get my drift, and wearing a shirt that was louder than Steve Nolan. To give my view, it's definitely a time speaker if you get the judging lingo, and as I've been told over and over. Anyway. The team in second proposition was Ruth Fowler and Catherine Murphy, who told us that without guns we'd not be fit to defend ourselves. No funny stuff here, no insults. Go Euros 2011 and Leeds 2012. Then final opposition was the team with Derval O'Crowley and Susan Connolly, and as the crowd applauded, I finally worked out the sound of one hand clapping. That one hand, ladies and gentlemen, is the yellow page. Oh, I just insulted you, I know. Dermot and Susan ran with a very difficult line of it's better to die than shoot a gun. Much like the Irish Times feels it's better to hold a debating competition principle rather than doing it in practice. Go Irish, please. It's a much better competition. So where was I? I was a little bit of slander here and there. The speeches came to the halt and we flitted to the pub waiting into liberation. That took longer than it takes DCU to feed people at their Ivy. At the end of the night, it was Ruth and Catherine who took the win, winning the glorious prize the NUI Galway kind of looks like a petrified whale penis trophy. Dan Colley took the prize for best individual, or prom queen as it was that night. And we'd like to offer our thanks to the awesome Emily Ravenscroft for organising a social solidarity in the Naked Persian Hills. And so we danced the night away, drank to a stupor, bitched about decisions, and had a fantastic time. That's all from me now, dear friends. The final is on your way, and it's going to be a hell of a good one. It's been an absolute pleasure once again, and all I've left to say is that these were the minutes.